I don't even have any organization to this. It's just going to be jumbled. I really should have thought this through a little bit better beforehand. I mean, the camera's already rolling. Wouldn't it be weird if they could hear my thoughts? Screw it. Let's just start. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Time with Chris. The channel devoted specifically to movies, movie birthdays, movie reviews, trailer discussions, box office predictions, and some special videos along the way. Now, hey, if that sounds like something that you're into, if you love the movie reviews, if you want the trailer discussions, if you love to compete in box office predictions, if you just love movies, subscribe to this channel because you're going to get all that content and then some. Today, we're going to be talking about Chaos Walking. This movie is playing in theaters, and I actually went to go see it in the theater. It was the first time I went to the theater in over a year. The last movie I saw in the theaters was Birds of Prey, and this was the first time I'd been to the movies alone since Batman vs. Superman. So it was almost like a new experience all around, but it was enjoyable. This movie was directed by Doug Liman, who also did Lockdown from earlier this year. I did my review for that, so make sure you check out that video as well. This movie stars Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen, Nick Jonas. The movie was rated PG-13. The movie is an hour and 49 minutes, so 109 minutes. One of the things I disliked about this movie was that I definitely felt the movie could have been longer. Maybe 30 minutes longer, just to kind of go more in depth with some things, maybe some backstory, or I don't know. I just felt like something was missing. And now this movie is based on a book. A trilogy, actually. So unless they're going to be filming the other two movies and making the actual trilogy, then I won't mind the length as much, because then they have two other movies to go more in depth with either the characters, their abilities, anything like that. So if they continue with the trilogy, then I don't mind the length. And I'd have to change this review. But if they don't, if they did something kind of like Ender's Game and they just made the one movie, I don't like the length of this. And another thing that I didn't like, I'm sorry, I'm going into my dislikes before the likes, but another thing I disliked about this movie was there's a certain character in the movie that dies. And while I'm going to be talking about this movie, I might as well say that it's going to have spoilers. So let me just say the dog dies. And anyone who knows me knows that did not rub me right. I remember when the movie The Meg with Jason Statham was coming out, they hinted that the dog might die. And I said, if this dog dies in this movie, I'm stopping the movie right now. So I couldn't stop this movie because I was watching it in the theater, obviously. But the fact that the dog died, not a fan. Not a fan at all. And also, I thought that the character Todd, who's played by Tom Holland, I thought he would have developed his powers a little bit more. There's a scene where Nick Jonas is coming up to him and kind of taunting him, and he creates a snake that kind of pretends to attack Nick Jonas. And that's like, that's pretty awesome. But that's all we ever see of that. So it's like, yeah, at the end, he kind of projects his thoughts into the women of the society. But I would have liked to have seen more with it. But again, if they make the trilogy, maybe we'll see that develop more along the other movies. Things I liked. I really liked the originality of this story. So I realized I was talking about stuff I didn't even give a background of the story. So this is taking place in the future, about 200 years in the future. Obviously, Earth is no longer habitable, which seems to be the consensus across Hollywood. We all know it's coming to an end. Politicians don't. Different story. Anyway, um, so, humanity goes to find a new society, new world. And they find this planet. And when they go to land on this planet, something about the atmosphere affects the people going. And it allows all the men to have their thoughts heard out loud and projected. And it doesn't affect the women at all. So, hey guys, if you haven't taken a minute to subscribe, make sure you do that. It's free, takes 2 seconds, not even a minute, and it helps me out. So show some support, subscribe, and hit that like button. As time progresses, the men don't like the fact that the women can hear everything that they're thinking, every thought that they have, because it's, again, projected out loud in the world. So the men don't like that. The religious people of the group say that the women don't have their thoughts heard out loud because they have no soul. And this kind of makes the men turn against the women. And so the men end up killing all the women. And so we're in this town that's just men. So a scouting party comes to the planet. Again, humanity is looking for a new world. They haven't heard from this colonization in however many years. So they send a scouting party to this planet. And their ship is coming down to the planet, not knowing what the effects are. So as they're landing, all the men's thoughts start to be projected out loud, and it's not a good scene. Their ship ends up crashing. The only survivor is Daisy Ridley. So now you have this woman in this colony of just men, and no one can hear her thoughts. So, the mayor of the town, Mads Mikkelsen, is trying to capture her because he wants her to kind of not contact the main ship so that that ship will come to the planet and they can take over that ship, him and his people. So Daisy's on the run. Her name is Viola in the movie. And Tom Holland, decides he's going to help her. And they're, trying to get to a radio beacon, so to speak, so she could send a message to her ship. And they come across another colony that still has women. And we learn there that it was Mads Mikkelsen who made the men turn against the women and kill all the women. So this is where we are in the story. And again, I like that originality. Yes, Earth being uninhabitable, people going to find a new planet. We've seen that many times. Many, many times. But this whole concept of the men's thoughts being projected out loud and the women, you can't hear their thoughts. And that was just very interesting. And it captivated me. And that was another thing that I liked, aside from the acting, is that the story was very engaging. I didn't feel that there were too many slow-moving parts. Were there some? Yes, every movie has them. There's no movie that's action-packed, beginning to end. Some people may disagree, but in my opinion, there aren't any. Everything has slow-moving parts. So this one, I felt, didn't have too many of those. And even the ones that they did were providing some kind of storyline to it. So it was actually enjoyable for the full 109 minutes. Again, I think it could have been maybe 30 minutes longer, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes with credits. I think that would have hit the sweet spot for me. But overall, I mean, the film was very enjoyable. Again, I hope that they expand it and make the full trilogy of it, because I would like to see more. I'd like to see Tom Holland's character developing his powers more, being able to control it the same way that Mads Mikkelsen's character was able to control his thoughts and what they call the noise. So I want to see more, and I hope that they make the trilogy. I hope that this movie does well enough so that they are warranted to make the trilogy. So Chaos Walking, it's in theaters. Go check it out. Theaters are taking the extreme precautions, making sure everything is safe and sanitary, and there's more than enough social distancing in the theater. So yeah, go check this out. But those are my thoughts on Chaos Walking. Let me know what you think if you've seen the movie in the comment section below. As always, make sure you check out the Instagram Movie Time with Chris, where you're going to get the little snippets of everything that's going to come on the YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and ring that bell, because you don't want to miss any future videos that are going to be on this channel. Just drew a blank. Oh my God. Yes. I'm on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. You're going to get a heads up of everything that's going to come on the Instagram and on the YouTube for the day. Make sure you check out my blog, www.movietimewithchris.com, where you're going to get a more in-depth analysis of everything that I talk about here on the YouTube channel. Twitch, Movie Time with Chris. Follow me. Currently, again, I just do some mobile gaming. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Marvel Strike Force, Plague. But again, I know my timeline got screwed up. But I'm hoping to do a watch party. Maybe if Coming to America, the second one, is on there, I'll do a watch party with that, because I haven't seen that yet. So it'll be enjoyable to watch it along with you guys. So follow me on Twitch. And lastly, if there's ever a topic you want to hear about or a movie you want me to review, email me, movietimewithchris@gmail.com. I'm going to check that email multiple times a day. I will not miss your message. And the topic you want to hear about will be in a future video on this channel. But until next time, stay safe and take care.